Welcome to the Explainer. Feedback, it can be one of those really tough conversations. But what if I told you it could be one of the most powerful tools you have? Today, we're going to break down how to give feedback that actually works, building trust and driving real performance.
So let me ask you something, and I'm guessing you've felt this before. You're working hard, you're trying to get better at your job, but you kind of feel like you're flying blind, right?
Well, if you're nodding your head right now, guess what? You are not alone. In fact, you're in the majority. A big global study found that a whopping 62% of employees feel the exact same way. They want more feedback, and frankly, they want better feedback.
So what we have here is this huge disconnect, right? A feedback gap between what we all know we need to grow and what we're actually getting. And that's exactly what this explainer is all about. We're going to give you the playbook to close that gap once and for all.
All right, so let's really dig into what this gap looks like. The numbers here tell a pretty wild story. Honestly, it's a little bit shocking.
Okay, look at this. On one hand, you've got 62% of us practically asking for more feedback. But on the other hand, data from one company showed that less than 1% of feedback just happens spontaneously. That is a massive gap. Everything that's happening, or more importantly, not happening, between those formal once-a-year reviews is just a huge missed opportunity.
So, the big question is, how do we fix this? How do we give better feedback more often? Well, the secret isn't just about what you say. The real key is realizing you can't just wing it. Great feedback actually starts way before you even open your mouth. It all comes down to preparation.
There's that old saying, failing to plan is planning for failure. And honestly, it could not be more true when it comes to feedback. This isn't just some casual chat by the coffee machine. If you want it to land, if you want it to actually count, you have got to be intentional.
So here's a super simple checklist to run through before you have that conversation. First up, be intentional. Ask yourself, why am I even giving this feedback? What do I want the outcome to be? Second, gather your facts. You need specific, observable examples, no vague stuff. And third, and this one is so important, check your mindset. Are you calm? Are you actually trying to be constructive? Because if you're angry, just wait. Seriously, give it a day. Coming from a calm place isn't just nice, it's absolutely non-negotiable.
Okay, so you've done your prep, you've got the right mindset, you've got your facts straight. Now what? Well, now we get to the conversation itself, because how you say something matters just as much as what you say. The words you pick can literally make or break the whole thing.
And this is a perfect example. Look at the difference. When you say, "you pressured me," what happens? The other person's defenses go straight up. It feels like an attack. But what if you say, "I felt pressured"? See the shift? You're not accusing, you're just describing your own experience. And just like that, you've turned a potential fight into an actual conversation. You've opened the door for them to understand your perspective.
All right, to make this even easier, I want to show you a framework. It's a simple structure that will help keep your feedback clear and fact-based. It's called the STAR+ model, and honestly, it's a game changer.
Just think of it like a recipe or a roadmap. It's got 4 simple parts that help you organize everything you want to say into a clear story. It makes sure you cover all the important stuff: the situation, the action, the result, and what to do next.
Okay, first step, ST. That stands for situation or task. This is all about setting the scene. You have to be specific. So instead of something vague like, "you're always late with your reports," you say, "Okay, remember last week during the final stage of Project 23? Right away, you've grounded the conversation in a real, specific moment. No confusion. Next up is A, for action. This part is crucial. You describe the specific, observable thing that happened. Not your opinion about it, not your interpretation, just what you actually saw or heard. So, following our example, the client report was submitted after the deadline. See? Pure fact.
Then we get to R, for result. This is where you connect the dots. This is the so what part of the feedback. Why does this even matter? So the report was late. Okay, so what? Well, it caused a delay in the project kickoff. Ah, okay. That's the impact. That's why we're talking about this.
And finally, you add the plus. This is what makes it all constructive. This is the part that looks to the future. You could offer a suggestion, but you know what's even more powerful? Asking a question. Something like, "how can we plan differently next time so this doesn't happen again?" Now it's not a criticism anymore. It's a collaborative problem-solving session.
Okay, so the conversation's over. You used the STAR+ model. It went well. But you're not done. The work doesn't stop there.
because what happens after the talk is just as important. Feedback isn't a one-time event. It's about building a relationship.
Think about it. When feedback is done right, when it's something that happens regularly, and it's always thoughtful and constructive, it stops being this scary thing we all dread. It actually becomes a cornerstone of trust. It's how you show your team, hey, I care about your growth. I'm invested in you. It's how you build those strong relationships that make a team truly great. And that's more important than ever, right? Especially when so many of us are working remotely.
So here's the bottom line. You now have the playbook. You've got the mindset, the language, and the framework. You have everything you need to stop just giving feedback and start using it to build trust, to help people grow, and to make your whole team better. The only question left is, what are you going to do with it? What feedback will you share today?